We are experiencing a high attrition rate of those millennial employees as a result. Would you please come and speak to our group about how to deal with them effectively?" I understood her problem. This is a common concern in my field. I see many human resource HR professionals who are casting about in the sea of popular and scholarly literature looking for guidance on how to deal effectively with perceived generational differences. A few weeks later, I was in her conference room preparing for our workshop. A woman was setting up granola bars and fruit in the corner while I looked for the projector cable. I was nervous, not so much about speaking in public, but more about the reaction I anticipated from my controversial opening demonstration. Either I was going to make everything perfectly clear to them, or I was going to be asked to leave the premises. The woman who had emailed me walked in with a big smile and welcomed me with a handshake and a business card. After introductions, I began the exercise that I hoped would clarify my subject. I asked the participants to form groups of 3 or 4 and instructed them to discuss and then write down a few words to describe each generation. For example, are millennials tech-savvy and traditionalists tech-averse? I gave them 10 minutes. But let's pause here. Before we go any further, join us in our virtual conference room and participate by completing the form. Generation exercise. Instructions. Spend 3 to 4 minutes writing down a few words that describe your perception of each generation. Silent generation, born before 1945. Baby boomers, born between 1945 and 1963. Generation X, born between 1964 and 1979. Millennials, born between 1980 and 2000. As I walked around the room, I heard bits of each group's conversations. "Nowadays, you can't get by with just a high school diploma. They have absolutely no common sense whatsoever. My father never would have done that. They're pretty family-oriented. Surprisingly antisocial, actually. My daughter doesn't even use email. Out-of-the-box thinkers. They lived through the Great Depression, which means they are really frugal. My 3-year-old is already using an iPad. She knows how to open applications and play games. I didn't even show her how." After 10 minutes, I brought their attention back to the front of the room and asked them to shout out their perceptions. As they did, I wrote their perceptions on a flip chart at the front of the room. The list ended up looking something like this. Silent generation, born before 1945. Work hard, stubborn, tech-averse, conservative, respect authority, patriotic, traditional, prefer face-to-face. Baby boomers, born between 1945 and 1963. Workaholic, loyal to employer, save the world, optimistic, prefer face-to-face, independent, money-motivated, family-oriented. Generation X, born between 1964 and 1979. MTV generation, latchkey kids, entrepreneurial, prefer email, skeptical, cynical, fun, money-driven. Millennials, born between 1980 and 2000. Collaborative, work-life balance, text, tech-savvy, spoiled, need collaboration, save the world, entitled, need praise, lazy. Perception is reality. When the list was complete, I posed 2 questions. 1. How many of you heard other people share a perception about a generation that you 100% agreed with? Most of the participants raised their hand. 2. How many of you heard other people share a perception about a generation that you 100% disagreed with? Most of the participants raised their hand. Whatever their opinions, they were 100% convinced. Then came the make-or-break moment when I would either win them over or be asked to leave. Now, how would you feel if I did this? I grabbed the big red flip chart marker and crossed off the word millennial and replaced it with the words Black people. An instant silence came over the room. The air was thickly uncomfortable, and I